Well, since last week I put you guys through Dancing Fool, I thought we would double up this week and do something real good. And this is all courtesy of course, Mr. Peter K. Hi, guys. Welcome to Leave Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I know I am. Kind of got shiny in here. I don't know how that happened. It's kind of cool, though. I think it can stay. Oh, watch. Magic. Whoa. Whoa. Pretty cool, huh? We're going to be listening to 2 tracks off of Shut Up and Play Your Guitar. I think we've done a track or 2 off of this. Obviously, it's like a series of albums or whatever. So it's going to be the first one, Treacherous Cretins. I guess that was from the Hammersmith, February 17th, 1979. And then the second one is the Deathless Horsie, which was on Shut Up and Play Your Guitar Some More. That's great. That was also recorded at the Hammersmith, February 19th, 1979. So, like I said, this is courtesy of our patron, Peter K. Thank you, as always, my friend, for these great Zappa picks. You and like 2 other people are the ones who pick Zappa, and you guys don't steer me wrong. I usually steer myself wrong more than anything. I like pick random stuff and we'll check it out, right? I had fun. Honestly, Dancing Fool has been stuck in my head since last Friday. I can't even lie. Yeah, Dancing Fool. It's just been stuck in my head, playing on endless loop. So thanks to myself for that one. So yeah, first one up is Treacherous Cretins, and then the Deathless Horsie. So let's go. We do this every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to come hang out in the chat, Break Friday, we'd love to have you. And if you have a request or a recommendation, you can use the PayPal link in the description or the Patreon link as well if you want to make a request. So let's do it. Treacherous Cretins, whatever, by Frank Zappa in 3, 2, 1. I'm in some foreign bazaar right now, trying to buy me some dragon fruit. I don't have enough goat stuff to trade. Now the shopkeeper's angry at me. Okay, I'm sorry, I'll stop. I know Jean-Luc's on this, but it's Vinny. Okay. Haliuta. Wow. Oh my God. They're just all playing around that sitar riff, basically. Oh, fuck. Vinny is taking no prisoners on this track. Wow. That was excellent.
It's gone. What, your talent is sucking? Never.
The Deathless Horsie. He really does just take you elsewhere, man. That tone is pristine. As always. Like my favorite side of Zappa. Or one of my favorites. Oh. Same guy who wrote Dancing Fool. Love it. Vinny is nuts, dude. Him and Frank. Like, what even is that? Wow. Oh. Yo, he is pulling off some nasty shit, dude. Like, what? All around the glockenspiel or xylophone or whatever, it's cool. That's like the through line. Oh, that's cool. Play the exact same thing. Basically pitch perfect. Wow. Bring you back down to earth before the end. Wow. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting that ending. That's great. Oh my goodness. Sorry, Buddha. Oh man. Frank. What an amazing musician, man. Every Friday I get to sit here and listen to something new of his that I haven't heard before. And it's usually courtesy of all of you wonderful folks. And I really appreciate it, man. Because this guy, his discography is just insane. Like, every time I look at it, it gives me anxiety. It really does. It's like, wow, that is a daunting task to try and tackle this man's whole catalog. That's kind of what we've been doing for the past almost a year now. It feels like we've been doing 1 or 2 a week. We've done whole album sides, you know, so I've put a little bit of a dent into his music, shall we say, but I'm nowhere even close to probably even hearing a fourth of it yet. You know what I mean? that gives me such anxiety. Like, it really does. There's so much left to hear, but it's a good thing though, because that means we've got plenty of Frank Fridays to go, because I enjoy doing these videos, man. And especially tracks like these, when it's the instrumental, serious instrumental side of Frank. As you know, the Franco sphere, he's got all kinds of different directions he can go, which I think is brilliant as an artist, is he could pick up whatever he felt like. You know what? I'm going to go with this for this album. And he went with it. And the fans either went with it or they didn't. Critics, you know, who cares, you know? I don't think his, well, no, his genius was definitely appreciated in the time. But I guess when you've got a, I don't know, a 350Z lined up next to a beat up old Bronco from back in the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to be like, you know what? That one's pretty good. You know, even to this day, it's just, you know, you look at all the people that came after him. I don't see any. You know what I mean? Like, I just, I don't know. I don't like to be a person who compares things, but that's just how my brain works, you know? And there really is nothing you can compare him to. His output, his creative flexibility, you know what I mean? Like, he can literally do anything. He can do jazz fusion. He can do metal. You know what I'm saying? He can do hip hop. He can do Ruben and the Jets. That's just the genre, Ruben and the Jets. That's what I call it. You know, he can literally do anything he wants, man. I think that's fantastic. Sorry. So who we got here? We got no, Mr. Jobson was on one of these tracks. Okay, all right. So this was track 6. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And the track 12. Okay, 6 and 12. So Steve Vai was on rhythm guitar for the first one. So was Ike Willis, as well as the second track. Ray White was on the first track as rhythm guitar. Denny Wally was on track 12, so that was the second one. Of course, Zappa was on the lead guitar. He played the bouzouki on track 20. Tommy Mars played keyboards on both tracks. Wow, there's a lot of different people on here, bro. Bob Harris was on keyboards for the first track. Peter Wolf was on keyboards for the second track. Arthur Barrow was on the bass for both tracks. Vinny was on drums for both tracks. And Ed Mann was on the second track. There you go. There is your tangled web of people for this album. Bazio also played drums on tracks 11 and 14, but I don't believe those are these tracks because they were both at the same show. So I'm guessing this was the show with Vinny Colaiuta, not Vinny Colada. I'll never get over that. I called him Vinny Colada. That's hilarious. I think the guitars in both, I like the way that they both kind of played around a sort of like a melody that was the through line throughout both. The xylophone, glockenspiel, whatever you want to call it, in the second track, and then the sitar in the first track. They all just kind of, free formed it up, basically. They were improv, as you shall say, I guess, for both tracks, it felt like. And I think that's a lot of what Frank does is kind of, what he just feels like on stage that day. Plays it however he wants. He's a genius, man. He can wake up one day and be like, you know what? I want to play it just like this. And he can play it like that. Be completely different, and everyone would eat it up, man. He was a genius. Absolute genius. I think Vinny absolutely showed up and almost outshined Frank at some points here. But Frank brought it back at the end, as always. He always does by the end. I'm always like, yep, no, Frank was number one in this. But Vinny, oh my God. I don't even know what he was doing. He wasn't playing drums here. He was playing some other instrument I've never heard of. I mean, good God. Like, that was some percussion from the future, bro. I don't know what that was. But I loved it. Every second of it. It's just, it just gives you the chills, and you're just like, oh my God, what are you doing, bro? Stop it. That shit was hot. It really was. But that's why he has drummers like Vinny, drummers like Terry. You gotta have a drummer that can keep up with you, like Frank, because he was a drummer, so he's very picky, probably, or he was. I'm sorry. Imagine him and Keith Moon together. Obviously, it wouldn't work out because Keith is on the other end of the spectrum, I guess, in the habits and culture, I guess, sort of thing. But imagine the ferocity and just overall technical ability, I guess you could say, of Keith's just unimpeding. No, not that either. It just never stops. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just never ever stops. He's obviously nowhere on the technical proficiency, I guess, of like Vinny was here, the stuff he's pulling off. But I think for an overall just like dramatic effect, or just seeing what happens, I think mixing Mooney and Frank would be something special. Definitely enjoyed the percussion in both tracks. Ed Mann doing the glockenspiel, xylophone on the second track was fun. Sounded really cool. Kind of gave it this sort of dreamlike sort of feel, Frank, a lot of his songs kind of have that. They just feel like, sometimes they feel like a fever dream, sometimes they feel like a lucid dream, and then sometimes they just feel like a dream, This one just kind of felt like a dream. The second one did. Actually, so did the first one, honestly. They both were very ethereal at points, It kind of just, reaches outside of yourself, if you just let it take you away with the undercurrent, it'll take you away to all kinds of places, That's why I hate listening to these songs sometimes on here, because I'm one that likes to close my eyes and like picture the music and go somewhere else in my head, because escapism and such. But I kind of can't do that. I can't do a video just like this. I wish I could, but I can't. So here we are. I love just picturing where Frank takes me, because it's always somewhere different. And usually like the album covers, even though I don't know if he has anything to do with like some of the album covers he has. I think he was kind of involved with it, but like the one for Sleep Dirt, that one really helps my mind go to like crazy places. The one that we just did a couple weeks ago, there was a more recent release. There was like a, after he passed away release. God, what was that one called? It was like, it had a bunch of aquatic creatures like in a ball or whatever. I thought that was really cool, you know, and it's just the visual aid is very good to help the mind create the world. So I think, like I always say, the album cover is very, very, very important, but at the same time, it's an album cover, you know, but it also, depending on the person, could completely change the outlook of the song, you know. Someone like me who gets visual cues and that kind of just goes to my brain and it mixes up, I guess, jumbles up with the audio, and I get something cool out of it, you know. I think Frank's guitar in both of these were his usual pristine tone, him just improvising and just playing around the, you know, the structured melody throughout, and he just kind of, you know, goes up and down, does his thing, you know. I say, I've done so many videos for him that I kind of just run out of adjectives to use for Frank. He's prolific, he's charismatic, he's a virtuoso, he's a maestro, you know, blah blah blah. All those words. I'm not trying to kiss his ass, but that man, he deserves to have his ass kissed. He really does. That's a funny thing to say, but he does. I'm very glad that I was introduced to him by you guys, and thank you to Peter and all the other patrons that have pointed me in the right direction. Even though I probably could have went in mostly any direction and I would have been fine, but you guys almost know me better than myself now, it feels like, and you know what tracks to pick. And that just hits the sweet spot, man. That instrumental Zappa is just like nothing else, man. It's its own genre, you know. It's almost like a hybrid of every genre, but then it's also kind of genre-less at the same time. Very interesting. He is a walking contradiction. Well, he was, you know, his music as well. And that cognitive dissonance kind of plays out, you know, in your mind as the song goes on, and I think that's pretty cool, man. He was a genius for the last time. If I had to pick between the two, I would go with the first one, Treacherous Cretins. I don't know how to pronounce that. Either one, I would go with that one, but I liked both. I think Vinny's drumming was honestly my favorite part, other than obviously Frank. Frank is always, unless Ruth's there, then Ruth, I love Ruth's addition to everything, man. She is one hell of a percussionist. I almost like her more than some of the drummers that Frank's had, just because she adds so much to the music, you know. And she's not even here, so I'm not going to talk too much about her, but that was great. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you again, Peter. Actually, we have a Frank Friday lined up for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I believe. And then, of course, with this Patreon pick for August, I think he's going to pick something else too. So we might be set for a couple weeks, guys. I don't know which one we're going to next. I have them on Patreon. I don't know which one they are, though. I decided just to do these two in one video because why not? They're from the same album, right? Hopefully that's okay. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for watching. And as always, happy Frank Friday. I'll see y'all next week. Patreon, right here. Oh, that's a picture of it. There is a link in the description. There's different tiers for different amounts of requests, for minutes, blah, blah, blah. If you go to the Patreon page, you don't have to be a member. You can just look at the rules. They're right there at the top. And that's for PayPal requests, any type of request. But if you join Patreon, you get access to all the block videos that go on there, which is usually like 4 a week, probably 3 a week. Just get blocked from YouTube. I do so many videos that a lot of them, you know, not a lot, some of them get blocked. I actually have to upload 2 that got taken down the other day because they got reblocked from like some new mix they claimed. Like, I didn't know that I was signing up for all this, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot to keep up with, and I've got a library of like 1,600 videos, half of which maybe make me like a little bit of money, you know, but the other ones are all claimed by the record labels, you know, and they're just kind of sitting there, you know, doing their thing, making money for somebody else. But you know what? It's okay, because at the end of the day, it's not about the money for me, and you guys know that. I just enjoyed this music, and I'm just so grateful that I'm able to feed my family and just be able to do what I love, and that's listen to music. Hopefully soon get back to playing music, and yeah. Once that happens, my life will be, it's going to be nice. Thanks for watching, guys. It's also PayPal in the description. Bye. Oh no, we're still here. Try that again.